Hello again, I'm doing another developer diary, and for this one I'd like to do a post-mortem of Retrograde. We of course did our post-mortem at the GDC, IGF, but I get a lot of questions that I guess I didn't really have time to cover. I actually had to edit quite a lot of content out of the talk to get down to 25 minutes, but I think it was good. I have a tendency to be long-winded, so hopefully I'll try and keep them short and sweet for the developer diaries. But one of the main questions I get asked is, would you do it all again? And honestly, the answer is no. Uh, it sucks saying that. It sucks being in this situation, but the costs in terms of emotional and financial, because the project was fairly financially ruinous for me, and it's really put me in a lot of difficult positions, and also it's been very difficult on my wife. And so if I look at what I got out of developing the game versus what I put in, it does not seem worth it at all. Not even close. And so I think a lot of people would say, "Oh, you're overlooking, the positives of what you did. You created this amazing game." I don't know if people think Retrograde is amazing, but people who say this to me, they always say nice things, probably because don't want me to cry right in front of them. But anyway, you created this game, and it's your dream, and you did it, and you finished the game. And so many people set out to do independent games and never finish them. Look at what you accomplished. When you look back at how you spent your life, are you going to say, "Oh, I had to do belt tightening and it was really difficult," but or are you going to look back and said, "Hey, I did something special"? And I mean, maybe it's the obsessive compulsive disorder, and certainly mental illness can kind of color things negatively, but no, I don't think it's worth it at all. And I mean, even like I said, when I think about Retrograde, I don't think about the great things we accomplished. I think about how I failed. And certainly the failure or success of Retrograde may be attributed to luck or chance or whatever, but I blame myself. I think it's my fault. Retrograde did not do well. Certainly there is an element of luck and chance, but I feel like there's so many things I should have done differently and should have done better. But I mean, also I feel like even with all that, the game should have done a lot better than it did. Our sales have been very poor, to say the least, and I feel like while the game is far from perfect, there's a number of cool things there, and I would have thought that would get more people interested than are. And I learned a lot. I learned a ton, and certainly the things I've learned are very valuable, and I'm not trying to downplay that, but I feel like most of the things I've learned are mostly applicable to independent game development, and I'm not honestly sure I can afford to do independent game development for much longer, just because, again, Retrograde was so financially ruinous. So no, I wouldn't do it all again. I probably would have gotten a lot more. I would have gotten a AAA job and then maybe start working on something in the evenings. But no, I don't think I would do it all again, given the choice. Certainly, I'd like to stay in independent game development, and I'd like to apply all the lessons I've learned to another project, and that's what I've been working on, but it's tough. I'm in a tough financial spot, and I've put my wife in a tough financial spot, which is something I never wanted to do. I mean, certainly, I was okay living the Spartan lifestyle, doing a lot of belt tightening and cutting out luxuries for the game when I was unmarried, but now that I'm married, it's a lot worse, and I I'm doing that to my wife, and that's not something I feel good about. So no, I wouldn't do it all again given the opportunity, which of course that's impossible.